We're back, folks. We're here again in Calsu, Iraq. This is Bob Calvert, your host on TalkingWithHeroes.com, and we're here with Fort Bennings 3rd Brigade Special Troops Battalion. And we're talking again with Sergeant Obeso. Obeso. I'll get it right. Now, when we last were talking, you were talking a little bit about friendships with the Iraqis, working with them, training with them. So why don't you go ahead and just continue.
Okay. All right. Like I was stating before, our first mission was with the 5th Department Border of Enforcement, and we were kind of iffy on the friendship status. You know, we kind of kept our distance at first because we didn't know what to expect. You know, this whole mission in Iraq in 2009 is to support, advise, assist, and train, you know, Iraq Security Force, and we're like, okay, we're going to try to the best of our ability, but also keep ourselves safe, right? So we go to our first mission, and we're like, okay, well, these guys are not that bad, you know. And I don't know if you've ever been around a lot of Iraqis, but when they talk, their dialect, they're very loud. They're very loud people, and they're very loud. They're very expressive, and they like to get in your bubble. You know, us Americans, you know, we like our space. We like to talk to you from like a distance, like me and you are sitting right here. But they're like, bam, right in your face.
They like
you know?
the touch too.
Yeah, they love to greet you, to shake your hand, you know, pull you in close. You know, you got your cheeks will touch, and then you make a kissing noise. You really don't kiss, you know, but you know, it's one of those things. So after our first teaching, you know, we encountered some friends. It was great, you know. They grew fond of us. They wanted to know more about us. They were really interested in some material that we had to teach and we had to offer. But after everything was said and done, after business was dealt with, they're like, okay, well, what do you guys do, or how long have you been in, or you know, every class. Doesn't matter what class I teach or what class I'll go to, or anywhere in Iraq, or if I go to Afghanistan to teach, they always say, hey, what's your rank? And I say sergeant. They go, you look like you're 12. You know, hey, they look like you're a baby. You look like you're a baby, you know? And it had to come to one point is when we first taught at Fob Hotel on the job, we were told we were teaching all officers. So what I had to do was I had to switch out my rank. You know, and I had to put a U.S. like I was a contractor because they listen better to civilians. Because if you have a group of lieutenant colonels, you know, lieutenants, captains, in the Iraqi army, they are automatically better than a lower enlisted soldier, and they don't listen. But what they don't realize is that in the United States, in the army, it's non-commissioned officers teaching the officers to make them officers. You know what I'm saying? After they graduate officer candidate school, and they're trying to grasp it, and I think they're learning. My two last encounters were at Cos Echo, where I taught, you know, a site exploitation class. It just dealt with how to take a room, collect evidence properly, how to secure it, provide security around the house or the establishment or whatever. And you know, and I met these 3 officers. You know, one said I was too young, and he looked younger than me. One said I look like Jim Carrey, and you know, and the other one said, "Oh, you're pretty small. You're pretty small." And you know, you could do nothing but laugh at it because they're just there to give you a hard time, just like, you know, just like anyone else gives you a hard time. You know, your buddies. So, you know, you start joking around with them, you start creating these relationships, and then the next thing you know, they're like your brother in arms. Like, you know, one thing leads to another. If you ask for anything that an Iraqi has on him, like he could have a uniform and he'll be having like some sunglasses that are hanging off his uniform. If you say, hey, those are some nice sunglasses, can I try them on? Once you try those on, or once you take those sunglasses, those are yours. They will not let you give them back. They are very appreciative, and they are very giving, and they're very loving. They love Americans. They'll do anything. And for instance, last month I got taken to lunch, and he bought lunch for us. And it's an awesome experience because, you know, you go to these Iraqi fobs and you learn their customs and courtesies, you know, and it's a really awesome, you know, experience.
Great. Well, I appreciate you sharing all that because it's good for people back home to hear it. So, do you think you'll keep in touch with some of them after you go back home?
Well, I really don't keep in touch with the Iraqi army or any of the Iraqi security forces, but the interpreters that I've come in contact with that are local nationals within Iraq, I do keep in touch with them, and I see how things are going because they keep in touch with the Iraqi security forces. So it's kind of my link between them.
Okay. Talk about care packages, letters from home. You've been getting a lot. I'm sure you're getting some from family, but are you getting from organizations or people you don't know?
Like you said, I do get a lot from my family, but Soldiers Angels has helped a lot. I know they're the #1 distributor of like care package since I deployed. You know, they've actually been giving me care packages since OF5, and I appreciate everything they give me. You know, whether it comes from a toothpick, a floss, to a beanie. You know, the little things really matter the most. And when you get a care package and you just open up that care package, you could have the worst day, and you open up and it just makes everything better.
Yeah, they were one of the first organizations I found when my daughter was in the Army and my son-in-law deployed, Patty Bader, and they've been real supportive of my trips over with the troops too. So good organization. There's a lot of organizations out there. Do you get letters from like schools or from other people you don't know? I
have gotten letters from different schools. I'm really sorry, but I didn't write back. But I'm really sorry if I offended anybody. Like but all the letters and everything, it really means a lot to me.
Yeah. It's okay because we hear that a lot. I mean, you're busy. You got a job here too, so it's good. I appreciate you saying that though. Is there anything else you'd like to say to the American people about continuing to support? Well, we have a new mission now called Lead On. And you've been living the changes really for a long time in terms of what you've been doing here. But anything you'd like to say to people back home?
Just thank you for supporting the U.S. Every ounce of support that we get, you guys don't know how much it means to us. The supporters we see on Facebook, MySpace, the news, CNN, all the way down to the lowest level of, just blogs saying, hey, we support Americans. It lifts our spirits because we know we're just not out here just, for nothing.
Okay. Why don't you look at the camera, think about who you want to say hi to at home, just take your time.
Okay. First off, I want to give a shout out to Boss, aka Lieutenant The Mason. And then I want to give a shout out to my family, Delphine, my father Daniel, my mom, Joanna Wolf. You guys are great. You guys are amazing. I love you. I want to give a shout out to Sarah Lamphere. That's my girlfriend. I love you to death. And give a shout out to my brother Chris. Happy belated birthday. It was on the 15th. I didn't forget.
Thank you very much, Sergeant. Thank you for your service to our country. Look forward to seeing you back at Fort Bennings.
Thank you.
Once again, folks, we're here with the 3rd Brigade Special Troops Battalion from Fort Benning, Georgia. We're here in Calvert, Iraq, and we'll be back with more on TalkingWithHeroes.com. And again, remember, you've watched this video, share it with everybody you can. Thank you.